so my voice won't be loud. Oh, it's beautiful outside. All right, let's go. I hate the way I look when it's this type of light. Okay. Yeah, I got that electronic window shade going up thing, going down, going up and going down. So let's quickly get to this video. And I hate the way my skin looks in this light. Like, it looks terrible. My teeth look so white all the time, but it's just the lighting. Maybe I could put it in black and white. Let me see if I can do that. Is there a black and white option? All right, whatever. All right, let's quickly get to the video. Today I want to talk about Derek let me make sure I'm saying his name right. Derek Chauvin. He is the one who was caught putting his knee on George Floyd's neck. And George Floyd subsequently died, and Derek Chauvin got 22 years in prison. And usually I have a different view on these things than most people of color, which is what usually happens. But in this one, it's probably the same thing. Do I feel Derek deserves 22 and a half years in prison for what he did? Absolutely. 100% absolutely. Absolutely, it's great. But here's my part of it. This is going to sound crazy, I guess. I believe he deserves 22 and a half years if George didn't die. That's how I feel. Now, whether he caused George's death or not, to me, in a way, just let me explain. In a way is irrelevant because what he did was terrible as a police officer. Extremely irresponsible and abuse of power. He deserves every piece of that 22 and a half years. And I'm actually impressed that he got 22 and a half years. Like, police officers never get that kind of treatment, which is crazy to me because I feel if you do something outlandish as a police officer, you deserve 2 times the amount of time in prison than a normal person, at least 2 times. So he got 22 and a half years. That's awesome. That's great. But if it's 22 and a half years for murder, specifically, or manslaughter or something as a police officer, I think it's not fair. In that case, he deserves 45 plus years. But, apparently there's a lot of drugs in this guy's system, whatever. I'm not even paying attention to that. If I were, let's say I were king of the country and I saw that video, I'd be like, what you did was outlandish as a police officer. You're going to get at least 20 years in prison for this. And that's not even paying attention to if he was the direct cause of his death or not. Like, you're getting 20. If we get strong evidence that what you did caused his death, you're going to get 50 plus. You're probably never going to see daylight again. That's what I would have said. So that's how I feel about his sentencing. He deserved that for what he did. Considering the death, if he's really the cause of the death, it should be much more. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's how it's supposed to be. But in America, we're like brainwashed to actually think that if a police officer does something purely outlandish, like undebatably outlandish, that they deserve to lose their jobs. How incredibly stupid that sounds to me, I can't describe how stupid that sounds to me, man. I can't. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing in our culture, and it's so embarrassing. You know what happens in a lot of other countries when you do things outlandishly wrong as a police officer? It's called the death penalty. And Trump wants to give the death penalty to drug dealers, but he's not giving the death penalty to crooked cops. Cops who get caught on camera planting look, there's cops who get caught on camera planting drugs on people. Imagine what they were doing when there were no cameras. Like, people don't think of these things, and it's wild. And I really feel that cops deserve way more punishment for when they do outlandishly bad things. Now, I'm not talking about every single case is bad because a police officer made a mistake. Like, there's videos I see where I'm like, he was doing his job. The other person didn't listen. So they're like, put your hands up. Person's not listening, whatever. They go for a wallet or something. Police officer ends up shooting. I'm like, well, he told you to put your hands up like 20 times. Like, what are you reaching for stuff for? Like, I remember this other video I could make a video about, but there was a woman who, there was a black woman in a house or whatever, and maybe she was mentally crazy or something. But anyway, they were called to the house for some reason, and they told her to cut off the boiling water. She walks up to the boiling water, grabs a pot, and says something like, "The power of Christ compels you," something like that. If I were a cop, she would have been shot too. Period. Nobody got no time to play with you with a boiling pot of water. You start talking about some. I forgot exactly what she said, but it's like, whether she has a mental disability or not, I'm not getting my skin burned because of her mental problem. Like, straight up and down. If I was a cop, she would have been shot too. Period. Like, people always expect this extreme judgment of people when when they're in the line of fire and some kind of danger. But they wouldn't do the same thing if they were in a situation. It's like, get out of here. You know what I mean? It's about behaving yourself. You know, the same thing with dude in a train who I made a video about who got choked to death. I don't care that he got choked to death. You shouldn't be on a train randomly threatening people, screaming that you're gonna what do you say? I'm going to die or go to jail. I need money. It's like, it's your problem. If you don't care about dying, then you're out of here. But with George Floyd, I don't care if he would have beat up George Floyd little. He was acting like an asshole. I don't care if he would have hit him some extra times. But 8 minutes, or was it 9? But 8 or 9 minutes with your knee on somebody's neck is outlandish, and that is crazy. That's dude. That's the craziest, one of the craziest cop videos I've ever seen. 8 minutes straight of doing something. That means you have a lot of time to think about it. You had a lot of time to not do it, and you still did it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't believe this dude did that shit. To this day, every time I watch that video, it's like, is he serious? You got people around him screaming, "Don't do that." Like, and he's a professional. Like, police officers are supposed to be professionals. The Marine on the train who choked that dude out isn't a professional. He's just some Marine trying to protect people. This cop is a professional. We're paying him for this service. He's sitting there acting cool with his knee on somebody's neck for 8 minutes. Outlandish. Good for him in prison. And he better not get a pardon. He definitely shouldn't get a pardon. That's wild. Now, if he does get a pardon, I'm not joining no damn Black Lives Matter on that dumb shit. The stupidest fucking organization I've ever fucking seen. Top 10. I'm not joining no damn Black Lives Matter, but he definitely doesn't deserve a pardon. That was wild. That was wild. Crazy. Crazy. I think our police officer enforcement laws, like laws to keep police officers in line, are weak. Incredibly weak. Incredibly weak. I'll make a separate video on that, but it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Like, they could get away with a lot of things, and we just got to sit there and just live with it. And one of the worst things about it is, we could, as a people, change this, but we're so busy going into our little groups. Like, that's the problem with most of you people out there. I swear to God, you guys in your little groups, man. Like, you can't. Like, I don't fucking stand. You guys got, like, there's always some group instead of trying to get the most people who have a common idea into one and saying, what can we do as a collective? It's like, we're on this group. A cop just did something bad to a citizen, so we're gonna be part of Black Lives Matter. Like, the fuck? Whatever. I'm not getting into that right now. That Black Lives Matter shit was the most embarrassing thing, and always pisses me off. Because then you're going to have Black Lives Matter. They're going to have Blue Lives Matter. You're going to have All Lives Matter. And what dumb motherfuckers don't realize is that if you just focus on the actual issue, you will have allies from those other groups in your group. Maybe something like civilians, police, and police. There's tons of people, even on the Blue Lives Matter side, whatever you want to call it, who feel that there are some things that police officer can get away with when it comes to what they do to civilians that isn't fair. They have some of those ideas too, but you're so quick to, I'm going to go on this team, I'm going to do this team, instead of realizing we should be trying to gather people with this main common idea, and it's civilians are being abused. When civilians are abused by police officers, there needs to be fair accountability held on that police officer, instead of it's a black white thing. It's like, shut up. Yeah, all right, I think I'm done, but yeah, I'm out.